Hello, everybody. My name is Karen Gunther, and I am with Stay Visible Marketing. This is a presentation of the 5-minute marketing method. My focus is on leveraging my 20 years of frontline business-to-business sales experience to help execute the daily down in the trenches guerrilla marketing activities that will make you money. It's all about consistency, automation, and delegation, and putting your personal time and effort on the most profitable actions each and every day. I do provide consistent email marketing programs for my clients. I am a certified Constant Contact business partner, and I thank Constant Contact for hosting this webinar series. The 5-minute marketing method. What is it? Well, there's 1,440 minutes in a day, and I'm suggesting that you take just 5 minutes to get peace of mind. That's where we're going to talk about today to help you close out the year strong and lay an amazing foundation for yourself for 2019. I will not be telling you anything you don't already know. You're already going to be wondering, why do I need to attend this? Because truly, I will be providing a way for you to use the things that you already know and activate your marketing with them. This is important because marketing tasks build on each other. And over time, they create a tipping point for new business revenue, whether it be from existing clients or new clients. These tips primarily focus on the business-to-business application, but are also applicable to business-to-consumer model as well. So let's get started. What's the problem? You're a business owner or a salesperson. You're being pulled in multiple directions. Whether you like it or not, marketing takes time. And marketing fills the business pipeline, so it is necessary. Most business owners are not natural-born salespeople. In fact, most natural-born salespeople also need to take the time to do these consistent daily marketing activities as well. So these are great tools for everybody to be able to activate their marketing, whether they think they actually know what they're doing or not, quite frankly. In the end, you might say, but I already know I have to take these actions. Why do I need to stop and take a look at this right now? Because you're fighting a battle. And everything you can do to add to your arsenal will help you win the war. The point is that you need to work smart and not hard. My suggestion of spending just 5 minutes a day will help you get everything you see here, which is moving the ball forward, getting organized, activating your prospecting, and more importantly, enjoying peace of mind. Business people I work with every single day tell me that when they take the time to work on their business versus in their business, they have peace of mind. Not everything gets done perfectly, but if you move the ball down the playing field, you will advance in your business each and every day. So what are you supposed to do in these 5 minutes? Well, this is the first of a 3 webinar series that focus on simple daily marketing tasks. Today, we're talking about ways to directly reach out to people. Yes, real people, actually talking to real people. That's what we're going to talk about today. So you will need your direct reach out list, which you will receive at the end of the webinar. You'll need to set your timer for 5 minutes. And you need to have most importantly, no interruptions. Any time of the day will work. When you first get to the office, even at midnight, because the majority of these tasks can be done outside of business hours. And yes, I did say you will be communicating with real people, even outside of business hours. This still does work. So what is this direct reach out task list? We'll be covering a list of 7 action items for this session to help you do direct reach outs. There are a total of 20 tasks that you will have by the end of the 3 webinars, because there's generally 20 business days in the month. So this gives you a chance to do something every day. But what tasks are suggested and why? These direct reach out suggestions that are noted here on this list that we'll be going over in detail in the following slides are primarily business to business focused, but you can also adapt them to a business to consumer model. They're fairly easily understood, and we'll review each as we go through this process. Whether you run a service company, a web-based business, or you sell a tangible product, each of these can be customized to meet your situation, and I'll provide direction along the way. The importance of connecting with actual real-life people is the goal with this list. Again, this can be done anytime during the day, and these tasks create real, tangible connections. These tasks are not about the ongoing day-to-day responses or communications that you have with clients or prospects, those are things that you haven't processed. Generally, you're talking to people about accounting, about quotes, about making changes, about returns, whatever it is that you're talking to them about doesn't actually advance your business. This is about creating a connection that goes beyond that, because this is about doing one additional connection to move your business forward. And it is about connecting either electronically or in person, and it is important. The mantra always is, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust, and these actions support that. Website and social media allow people to get to know you and like you, but the trust factor happens with that personal connection. So let's talk about each of the tasks in detail, and we're going to be moving quickly through this, so hold on to your hats. Task number 1, write a handwritten note to a prospect. The art of a handwritten note is not dead, let me tell you. In fact, it is even more important than ever. I saw a recent post on LinkedIn from Forbes that mentioned the 3 key things about the lost art of the handwritten thank you note. The first was that gratitude wows people. The second is that you will remain top of mind. And the third is monotasking versus multitasking is mindfulness in action, and that's a good thing to place as part of your day. People rarely get real mail, so it's a great way to stand out and make a very positive impact on the client or prospect that you're pursuing. A simple company letterhead, small card sets the tone for a professional note. Simple structure, take a moment to think actually about who you met with as a client or as a prospect. What did you enjoy about them? What was impactful for you about the meeting? What is it that you said you were going to do? And is there something personal that you can share as a result of that meeting? There are a lot of books and resources out there, and they're provided here on the slide. There's a lot of blogs written out there, including the one that I saw on the Forbes magazine site. So therefore, there's a lot that you can do to be successful with this. Many of you might be stumped with how to set the structure, how to start, how to finish. Have no fear. Now is the time to talk about the coaching that we're providing as a result of these webinars. On the first day of your first task that you're working on, you will receive an email, and on this email will be specific instructions about how to do this thank you note, whether it be directed to a prospect or a client. So on there, we'll have links to places where it provides structure and actual words that you can use. Also, it talks about about what pieces to include and why they're important. So it gives you something to think about, some questions to ask yourself so that you can provide the most meaningful note. Truly, this really should take 5 minutes or less. You sit there in front of the piece of paper or the note card and you write the note. Earlier this year, I received a referral from one of my clients. This client no longer does business with me because his corporate office moved it to another state. The marketing resources were moved to another state, so I lost that piece of business, but he still really appreciated the work I did for him, and he referred me to one of his clients, and I really appreciated that. So I sat down and I wrote him a handwritten note, because you know what? It's just important to do that action, and it's important to take a moment and tell somebody why they're important to you. And you never know if they change their marketing again and if that note might have an impact. Regardless, I feel good for having done that, and I try to do that on a regular basis. Direct reach out task number 2, make 2 prospecting calls. In fact, more importantly, just pick up the phone, will you please? Everybody hates making cold calls. Everybody hates picking up the phone because they're anticipating that they're going to not reach the person or that they're going to be turned away. Well, with technology today, you're probably right. So that's a completely reasonable fear. So what do? We try to warm up the call somehow. Find a way, with your dealing with a prospect, to determine if there is somebody on your client list that they are similar to, and you can use that as your introduction. Hi, Mr. Lunch Bucket. My name is Susie Cream Cheese, and we recently completed a project for XYZ company, and we were able to solve this challenge that they were having. Never be specific, always be general when you're having these types of conversations with people. And I would love to chat with you. many people in your position have these problems, and I would love to chat with you and see if there's something we can do to help take some of the stress off the situation. In all cases, you want to be there to be of service. If you think about it like that I am there to serve this person and help them with what their challenges are, because most businesses aren't around because they are just, people just want to buy them, buy their products or buy their services. Truly, people have businesses that solve other people's problems. People have a problem about not being able to have enough time to handle their marketing on their own, or they want a consistent email marketing program. So they call me and I take care of that for them. Their problem is now solved. I have a new client. They're happy. Their marketing is getting out there. It's all good. So therefore, if you can change the thought in your mind from this is a cold call to how do I make this a warm call, then it helps. In addition to that, if you think about how can I be of service to them, it's even better. The best success for something like this is to have a voicemail message, that a simple structure in your mind, something that you can work with, that will be provided on the task 2 day. You'll be provided a structure for a voicemail that you could use. Also, think about what would happen if you actually got them live on the phone. It really does happen occasionally that people do pick up their phone. So you do want to be ready for that and not just only have the voicemail message thought of. In addition to that, you do always want to create a follow-up. Unfortunately, it takes 12 to 18 touches or contacts with somebody before you can engage a new prospect in what you're doing and what your product and service is. So therefore, this is just part of the process. So you have to make these calls, you have to make these touches, and you got to find a way to do it and make it easy for yourself. And if you just call 2 prospecting calls on task 2 day, you will have catapulted your business forward, and I trust me, you will feel good about it. Direct reach out task number 3, meet with a referral partner. Well, what's a referral partner? So let's talk about that. A referral partner is somebody who can send you business. Generally, a referral partner is somebody who has the same type of client, but offers a different product or service. For example, my air conditioning unit went out this morning. So what did I do? I contacted my plumber and said, who do you recommend for air conditioning? I figured they both work on services for the house. I really enjoyed the service that I received from my plumber, and they provided me the name of their heating and air person, and I gave them a call, and we have an appointment scheduled. It's as simple as that. So therefore, they became a referring partner, whether they knew it or not, for this heating and air company. Same thing goes with like businesses. I come from the office furniture world, and what happens there is you have designers or furniture dealerships that can refer you into business, or you have brokers, real estate brokers that know about people that are coming into the marketplace that might need office furniture. So what you do is you make the time to value that relationship. So what's the point of meeting with a referral partner? Well, it's not about providing them with a lead. It's about building the relationship. Your relationships can always improve with face-to-face time. With a referral partner, my suggestion is that you make it outside of business hours and that you keep it short, 20 minutes or less. You meet with them before or after business hours, as stated on the slide, and you come with something of value to share. Maybe it's a lead, may or may not be. Could be an industry tip, a piece of information, maybe a new effective tool that you're using. Something to help them with their business and to help them move their business forward. Even if it's something small, it always helps. And again, with the service, in the meeting with how can I help you, and actually follow through with whatever they ask you for. It's very important to know that your referral partners in the industry are the ones that move your business forward for you. It's like you have this entire sales team that you're unaware of that's sending you business and leads. And you want to value that person, and you want to make sure that they feel that value. In addition to that, one last thing, let's say you meet with them. Let's say you've talked to them on the phone, you've passed some leads back and forth, or you're part of a leads group or something like that. And then you meet with them in person and you decide, you know what, I don't know if I really like this person. Sometimes people rub people the wrong way. It's just the way life goes, right? Well, then you know you don't want to do business with that person. And that's why it's important to meet with people, to really get to know who they are, get to know what their character is, so that you know who you're doing business with and who you're sending leads to and who you're receiving leads from. Direct reach out task number 4. Send a direct email to a prospect. I know it was a lot to ask a couple of days ago for you to actually call somebody, but now I'm going to have you email them as well. Well, remember those 12 to 18 touches. It's just the way it is. In order to gauge a new prospect, the phone call you did 2 days ago was one. This is another. Your email blast could be 2 or 3 of them. You're liking their stuff on LinkedIn could be another one. 12 to 18 touches. So you might as well send them an email. So you want to think about who you're going to connect with them and why you're connecting with them. It needs to be a value. It can't be something fluffy, and it needs to be real. In fact, in this digital age, everybody knows the difference between an email blast and a direct email. Trust me, you know the difference. I know the difference. They know the difference. In fact, you can also tell when someone is using a templated format versus a live email that was truly written in that moment. You will receive sample emails on this test day that you can use as a basis for the email that you'll send on that test day. So I'm not leaving you high and dry. There is an opportunity for you to be provided with some wording and a structure that might work for you. So therefore, take a look at it, see how it goes. If you need some help crafting it, reach out to me on that day. Shoot me a reply email and say, hey, Karen, I need some help here. I got this far with your structure, but I need a little help here. I am more than happy to help. Once again, I am here to serve you, much like you were there to serve your prospects and your clients. This is what we do to move things forward in business. We help each other. So the point is you always want to have some sort of next step with everything you do. So you always leave that with that as an expectation or a goal that there will be a next step as a result of that communication. And you always want to thank people for their consideration and their time, because they did take time out of their busy schedule. They didn't just hit delete, and you want to honor that. Direct reach out task number 5, setting up coffee or an in-person meeting with a client. Why would you want to do that? Why would you actually want to meet with a client? I know I'm being silly right now. Truly, the importance of this is you want to take the time to get to know your clients. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. So therefore, you need to make the call, send the text, send the email, and ask them for their time. I suggest you keep it short. I suggest you do it at their office. Make it easy and convenient for them. Come with something to talk about, and have it not be about business. Have it something of value to them. In fact, also make sure that you have something to share about yourself, but keep the new boat, the second home, the big trip, all to yourself. Instead, you can ask them about their life in a business appropriate manner. There are many, many blogs and a lot of resources out there about how to start a good business rapport and conversations. In the end, always ask, how can I help you? Remember, you are there to serve them. You are there to build a relationship with them so it's stronger, and so that they will remember you as somebody who took the time to not only build a relationship with them, but make it convenient for them to do that with you, because you made it short, you made it easy, you didn't make it about sales, and you once again become that person they know, like, and trust. So direct reach out number 6, we're almost to the end here. Send a note of thanks to a referral partner. Well, wasn't it enough to meet with them? Well, no, there's a lot of referral partners out there. If you're doing business right, you have many, many people who are willing to help you build your business. There's a lot of people who are willing to get out there and have a word of mouth opportunity to express to others how you do your service, what product you provide. And so with that, there's an opportunity for you to send a note of thanks. If you receive a piece of business that you really appreciated the opportunity, you could take the time to sit down and write them a hand note. Again, there's that wow value. Simple company letterhead. Focus of this note should be on the relationship and how you value it, because people do business with people they know. Sending a thank you immediately makes you a likable person. So we want people to like you. Think of it this way. If you value them enough to send a note, That shows how you value the referrals they give you, which makes you more trustworthy and truly sets you apart from others. Again, the books are out there. They're located here on the slide. And there's a lot of blogs about how to write great thank you notes. Those are all identified in the emails that you'll be receiving for task day number 6. Ask for a testimonial from a client. Oh my goodness, did I just actually say that? People don't just automatically give you referrals and testimonials, just reviews and testimonials on their own. No, they actually don't. Most people wait to be asked because they don't think about it. They think that they had a great experience with you and that the next person will too. So why do they need to talk about it? Well, they need to talk about it so that you can have a great experience getting a new client and being able to share their story. And a testimonial is just that. A testimonial is just a short story about how you do business through the eyes of your client. The story is told means more to your potential client than you realize. Reviews are the best indicator of success. In fact, testimonials also provide that element of trust. So don't underestimate the value of a good review. Used properly on your website, on social media, on your brochures, they can become a powerful way of telling the story about how you serve your clients and support their goals and how you do business. And there are multiple ways to get those testimonials and reviews. The first is an after-purchase survey or service survey. Seems pretty reasonable. Somebody opens the box, somebody receives your service, you send them a survey, they answer it. Number 2, direct open-ended request. Will you please give me a review? Will you write me a testimonial? People will say, yes, I'll be happy to take care of that for you, and then they don't do it. People run out of time. Many people don't feel comfortable with their writing ability or their writing style, and they just don't know how to start it, and they don't know how to end it, but they certainly know what they want to put in the middle of it. Because they want to talk about how good you are, but they feel uncomfortable with the process of it because they're not accustomed to doing it. So that's where number 3 comes in. This is the constructed request. Okay, so this is where you say, would you be willing to do this for me? And they say, yes, I would, right? So we start with number 2, and then you move into number 3, and you say, would you be willing, in order to make it easy for you, would you be willing to provide me 3 or 4 qualities that you would want to have me included on a testimonial, and I'll be happy to draft it up for you for your review and editing. Most people at this point say, wow, that's no problem. I'll be happy to take care of that for you. And they send you 2 to 3 items. You construct the review because you know what you did for them. You know what the project size was. You know what the service was, what it was that occurred. And then you send it back to them for their review and editing. The specifics of the exact language and how to make this request and how to deal with companies that cannot be named, because many companies out there, due to their industry or type of company they are, will not allow you to name them as a reviewing party because they don't want to be identified as doing that. They have company policies around that. Those are all on the coaching email resource that you will receive on that task day. This is a powerful, powerful opportunity for you to really catapult your business forward. In addition to that, you get to see all the nice things that people really want to say about you. So when you receive that task day email, it's literally possible for you to copy and paste those words and use them to complete your task. So this is a really important thing. I do this all the time. In fact, many of the reviews that you see on LinkedIn or on my website were requested in just that way. Will you please provide me the information? They provided me the information, that the items that they wanted to make sure that I included. I wrote it up. I sent it back to them. They reviewed it. Sometimes they did major overhauls, but they had something to work with. It wasn't just a blank piece of paper, right? And other times they said, no, it looks great as is. And then I went through the process and helped figure out how to get it posted either to my website or their social, or through LinkedIn, through their profile, whatever it is. So there's a lot of ways to make this happen. And you can say all you want about your business and how you do it, but people won't believe you as much as when they hear it from somebody else. Again, we go back to my air conditioning unit, right? I wanted to go and check and see, who can I trust? Who do I want to work with? Well, I like my plumber. I'll talk to them and I'll get their recommendation. So I essentially received a testimonial from them to work with this other company. We'll see what happens. It's kind of an expensive purchase, so it may take a little while to make that decision. So these are the direct reach outs that you're going to be challenged with doing over the next 7 business days. These tasks create connections in a real and tangible way. Again, I'm going to say it again and again and again. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. This is the mantra for good business. And these actions support that premise and make an excellent start for employing the 5-minute marketing method. I love this cartoon. The gentleman says, it's simple. Just complete these marketing tasks weekly and your business will thrive. And the person across the desk said, can I just take a pill instead? Wouldn't it be much easier to take a pill? But there just isn't one out there yet. I'm so sorry. There are automation tools and there are people and companies out there that can take portions of these tasks off your plate. But you and I both know that the best person to be the face of your business is you. You have the knowledge, the experience, and the relationships to make sales happen. So this is the list of items that will help you help yourself every single day. So now it's time to put your plan into action. You will receive your daily coaching email starting tomorrow. Your email will identify the items that you need to get organized in order to work on these 7 tasks over the following week. The following days, you will receive daily early morning emails with your to-do for that day. If you skip a day, then just move on to the next item the following day. I really want this to be a successful exercise for you. It's really important to me that you feel like you're successfully getting through each of these tasks. If you have any problems, again, I am here to serve you. Please shoot me an email. I'll help you work through it. Give me a call. My phone number is on everything. You can get a hold of me. I promise you that. So tomorrow, you will receive an email to remind you to get ready for these tasks. You'll track down some note cards, some stationery, some stamps. You'll think about the clients, the prospects, and the referral partners you want to reach out to over the next 7 days. On Friday, you will receive an email to nudge you to take action and do the first task, which is to write a handwritten note to a client. This email will come with suggestions on what to say. We'll send you an email for the next 7 business days and as a reminder of what to do on each of those days. The most important thing that you need to know right now is this, is that at the bottom of each coaching email, there will be a black button. And when you can click that button when you're done with the task, it will lead you to a page on the Stay Visible marketing website where you will put your name and email address and click the task you completed that day. You will have this opportunity for each task. With each task you will complete, you will be entered to win a $100 Amazon gift card, which will be awarded on October 5th once this 3-part series and coaching days are complete. So again, what are we doing here? 5-minute marketing method. You have your direct reach out list and or the daily task email that you will receive via email. You'll set the timer for 5 minutes and you'll have no interruptions. The key to this is that I want to walk you through each of these processes for each of these 20 tasks so that the following month, starting in October, you're going to be able to do this on your own. You'll have the full list of 20. You'll be able to choose which one works best for you that day according to your schedule and what you've thought of and how you want to plan for it. And then you'll be able to take advantage of doing the task that's best for you on each of those days. The next webinar will be on our social media and web-based tasks. It will be on September 5th, so mark your calendars. The following webinar after that will be on September 19th. Every time, it will always be the same time at 10 o'clock in the morning. This webinar is actually hosted by Constant Contact, and I do appreciate their support of my business, and I am a Constant Contact business partner, very proudly so, and have been for 6.5 years now. I've really enjoyed working with them. They have a great service. I do work on a lot of other services as well, but I must tell you that I find that the Constant Contact service is the Rolls-Royce of email services out there. If you want to talk about any of that, I'm available to you. And let's go to the questions. Okay, so what about cold calling? How do you get through a cold call? Well, we talked about that a little bit. The cold calling really isn't cold calling, it's warm calling. So there's a couple of ways to warm up the call. One way is to actually go through and have somebody who's referred you to somebody else. So you can say, Susie Cream Cheese referred me to you, to Mr. John Smith, and I'd like to chat with you about X. The other way to do it is to know that they know somebody in the industry and say, I know that you've spoken with so-and-so and they've found benefit from our product or service, and I'd like to chat with you about that. If you do any form of email marketing and you're a client of mine, for example, you will receive a report. And on this report, we'll have the people that opened your emails, and it will also have the people that clicked through on the different things that they were available to click through on. Each of those are considered a warm call. If somebody opened your email, I mean, let's be honest, folks, you sit there with your finger on the delete button every single morning. I guarantee it. I do it, you do it, everybody does it. We sit there with the delete finger ready and off we go, right? But if somebody actually opened your email, that means they were really interested to know what you had to say. And if they actually clicked on something, they're essentially leaving you a veritable voicemail message to say, will you please call me and tell me more about this? But be it as it may, you can't say, I saw that you clicked on our email and I'd like to tell you about our X product or service. No, that's not the way it works. The way it works is you call them and you say, I was thinking about you, wanted to touch base, didn't know if you're aware of this new feature on XYZ thing, happens to be the thing they clicked on, right? And didn't know if it would make sense for us to get together either on the phone or in person to talk about that further. You know they were interested, you're there to be of service and to provide more information. Again, there's no such thing as a warm call, it's only a cold call. Okay, there's a question here about phone numbers. Should you use your personal phone or a business phone? When you have a cell phone, most people have just one cell phone, right? Well, I'll tell you what happened with me. When I started my business, I came from the office furniture industry, and a lot of people had my number, and I was focusing my business on serving those from that industry. So I maintained my phone number, but it was also my personal cell phone. So indeed, I'm stuck with this situation where when my phone rings, I never really know if it's going to be a personal call or a professional call. Had I really put some more thought into it, I probably should have set up a separate number, and I should have had a professional cell phone, and a personal cell phone. In hindsight, that probably would have been a better setup, and it probably would have been just fine. Anybody that's starting business these days, I would absolutely suggest that be a consideration as you go through the day of what's important. What are some of the other questions here? Let's see here. Some of the other questions are there any sample scripts for phone calls? Yes, there are. When you receive your direct reach out task for the days that you're supposed to be doing phone calls, you will see that there's a sample script there available to you. Will it apply to you 100%? No, but it will give you a structure and you will be able to customize it to what your requirements are. Somebody's asking about the other webinars in the series. The first webinar was today on August 15th. The second one will be September 5th. And on the social media and web-based activities, some of you also asked about LinkedIn, so we'll be covering all LinkedIn and social media items then. I think you'll be surprised to see what's on that list, quite frankly. And then the third one will be September 19th, regarding getting organized and how to make it easy for you to put your contacts together and put your information together so that you can launch even farther and faster with your marketing. Somebody's asking here about gifts and gift cards. When are they appropriate? I think that really depends upon your industry. And I also think that really depends upon your client. I know that I've been in situations where I've wanted to gift things to people, but I knew that it might look poorly in terms of me trying to buy their business, so I've refrained from doing that. You kind of have to follow your gut on that. You might want to ask a couple of people if you have a specific situation and you're not sure about it. I do find that when I do want to do a gift, whether I send a book to somebody or I send them a personal item of some sort that they can enjoy personally, that seems to be a better, and it's more of a relationship-based opportunity versus let me go buy you a nice dinner, let me get you this big gift card, whatever that might be. So it's just important to know that you have to really trust your gut. Some industries, that's very accepted, and widely accepted, and people almost anticipate it and expect it to happen. And in other industries, it's very much frowned upon. In fact, you can get in trouble and there's legal implications. And will there be a replay of this webinar is another question that came up. Yes, there will be. In fact, there will be a email going out to you here in the next 24 hours that will have not only the slides that were provided for today, so I'll have the slides, it will have the recording of the webinar, it will have the questions that were asked and the answers to them as well, and it will also have the information about what the future dates are for the next webinars. I so appreciate your time today. Thank you so very much for taking the time to participate in this. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me personally. Otherwise, you'll be seeing me in your email box tomorrow.